Hi, my name's Ben and this is another episode in my mission to uncover what makes South Canterbury not just an amazing place to visit, but an incredible place to live, work and build a business. So let's figure out why this place is so special. From thriving local businesses to hidden community gems, I'm sitting down with the people who make this region tick. Entrepreneurs, creatives, and everyday legends who call South Canterbury home. Today, we are interviewing Shane Brookland, the CEO of Scarlett Hydraulic Technology.
Yeah, the other day we had our gentleman in England was uncomfortable in the accommodation he's in because someone was trying to break into the room in the middle of the night. And I remember a lady talking through the day of a life of a child with multiple sclerosis and what that looked like. One of my guys I was looking at pulling out of Mexico when the drug cartels were playing up, and he was effectively an armed escort to and from work site each day.
I'm excited for this one, so let's get on and get started. Can you tell me a bit about your personal background?
So my background, I guess I was born locally, Temuka guy. Family came off farm, but I guess we never had an easy run into life. Dad was a freezing worker. Mum worked hard. Family of 3 kids. I guess family morals and ethics came a fair way into the program, with a bit of a work hard and you'll go somewhere in this world basis to it. So came through Temuka High School. We'll just say that I end up in the senior master's office for a constructive feedback chat along the lines of you're probably destined for other things than finishing this year and being a pain in the backside. So I went out door knocking and came across Scarlett Hydraulics as one of the opportunities and convinced the then owner Paul to take me on and give me an opportunity in the business as a floor sweeper, smoko getter and whatever else was in between. So that's sort of how the formative years were done, but always had a plan of I was into sales. I like selling and engaging with people to go somewhere in life. So that was always the style that got me there. I just didn't necessarily know the path at the start. And the 3 owners, which is Ian, Alistair and Paul, they're just terrific guys. So ultimately I got called into the culture and now I'm the caretaker of that culture for Scarlett Hydraulics. So that's part of the drive and motivation as well.
Yeah, and what a privilege, right? To come into a workplace and feel valued and like you're part of a team, to now be part of, bestowing that on people in this business that work for you. That's quite incredible.
Yeah, that's where the privilege comes from. It's a pretty cool scenario to be able to see the guys develop and come up with some pretty clever solutions.
On to the products that you deliver. Mm-hmm. Do you just deliver products here in New Zealand or?
We've had jobs in America, England, recently been in Australia, and a fair bit of exposure into power stations, fishing fleets, transport, and then other industrial customers around New Zealand. So it's a pretty diverse range of what we do.
Business on a global scale. Sounds very scary to me.
That's a good way to put it.
So it's scary? It doesn't get less scary?
I guess experience gives you the confidence that you've done it before, so you know a wee bit more about the risks. But yeah, the other day we had our gentleman in England was uncomfortable in the accommodation he's in because someone was trying to break into the room in the middle of the night. One of my guys I was looking at pulling out of Mexico when the drug cartels were playing up, and he was effectively an armed escort to and from work site each day. So yeah, there's some challenges to go with that, and whenever you're far from home, it gets more interesting, or challenging is probably the right way, and it's tough for the guy doing it.
Now you must be proud of some other stuff. We talked about some of the volunteer work that you've done. Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell us a bit of that?
So 16 years ago, I did my first ever charity bike ride. I was a road racer, and I thought I was in for a 3-day holiday around the South Island lakes, and it was great. I got to the final evening, and they have an aftermatch type function. Recipient groups talk to what this charity ride and the fundraising coming out of it meant. And I suddenly realised that I'd actually been a bit of an egotistical cyclist, hadn't participated as hard as I should have. And I remember a lady talking through the day of a life of a child with multiple sclerosis and what that looked like. So I've since learned 15 odd years running that there's normally tears involved at the charity ride recipients discussion. And I decided then I should actually come back and try harder and make more money. So came back with a renewed sense of interest, ended up joining the committee, I think we're 21 years in. The organisation has donated back $2.6 million to the South Canterbury community. Every dollar in is given back out, so that there is not a cut for anything. So every rider pays an entry fee, and that fully funds everything. And the committee's pretty frugal, so they actually run at a profit or a surplus, and then they donate that back into the charities as well. So,
still on cycling, you helped to set up Cycleway.
Yeah, so the Central South Island Trails, its primary focus is to get from Timaru up to Tekapo and join the alternate side of the Alps to Ocean. We're about half built so far, and there's a piece of trail that we're working on at the moment. So as funding comes on board, we're going to finish this trail, which is 100 odd kilometres. But yeah, at the moment we're built complete to Point. We've got a piece fairly to Kimble, and then we've got Tekapo down to Dog Kennel Corner. So yeah, we've done a pretty good job so far, but yeah, if anyone's got a spare $1 million kicking around and feels like it, they can quite happily get in touch, and we'll give them a hand to put their name on a beast trail.
So would you recommend South Canterbury to other business owners?
Yeah, for sure. It's an easy place to do business. The access to the housing market's pretty good. Seabay and the local area, there's a fair bit going on that is family orientated but not expensive that goes with it. So South Canterbury's got this natural aspect to it where if you want to go see the Canterbury Plains, walk up Little Mount Peel, or we've got a whole bunch of lakes sitting up in Mackenzie, or I ski at Dobson occasionally, Round Hill at Nohow, etc. So there's a whole lot of lifestyle choices that are affordable and reachable. So that's the tick for me.
Yeah. Now, we're almost at the end of our interview, but to finish, I've got 2 final questions.
Okay.
Number 1, why should a business join the South Canterbury Chamber of Commerce?
We use the Chamber for advocacy, so we're doing a wee bit with immigration at the moment, and we're getting some support out of that. We've done a lot of health and safety training, and some of my management training's been through the Chamber as well, so that's particularly good. But the other side of it is they host a good networking aspect. We're fortunate enough to have won some business awards, environmental, technological, and sustainability, etc. And I think they just do a good job of bringing the business network together. So, yeah, I think it's a good value for money proposition.
That's good. Slightly selfish, last question. As a young entrepreneur and leader, I'm just getting started in my business ownership journey. What's one piece of advice that you'd give me to help me?
There's only a certain amount of things in your area of influence. So there's this big wide world around me. I only worry about the stuff that I can influence. The stuff outside there, I have to just roll with the punches and deal with it as it comes to me. The other side of that is no one person knows everything. So I seek out wise counsel either from internal or external around my business, depending on what I'm looking for. So be bold, roll with it.
Thank you so much, Shane. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
It's great to do this interview.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Was that rough enough?
That's a wrap. Yeah, it's good.